This is QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studio on Caraba Avenue. I'm Amudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. First, the headlines. 76 migrants, including a minor, are in custody after Gambia immigration officials intercepted their boat in the North Bank and in the West Coast regions. The Gambia-Korea Partnership for Innovation in Agriculture officially launched its inaugural training program on mechanized farming in Sapo in the Central River region. In an attempt to address unemployment and improve economic empowerment in the Gambia, Gender Minister Fatou Kinte today led the launching of a 3-year project targeting to support vulnerable youth and women in the Central River and the Upper River regions, respectively. The Information Commission of the Gambia, in collaboration with the Gambia National Commission for UNESCO, on Tuesday marked World Information Day with a symposium on the Access to Information Act. As the rainy season draws to a close, Coos farmers in the Lower River region are actively harvesting their crops. And in international news, after a century of relentless efforts against malaria, the World Health Organization, WHO, declared Egypt malaria-free on Sunday. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. 76 migrants, including a minor, are in custody after Gambia immigration officials intercepted their boat in the North Bank and in the West Coast regions, believed to be bound for the Canary Islands. Loli M. Camara has the details.
The operation, conducted by a coordinated team of joint security operatives, took place in the North Bank and Gunjur Sambuya in the West Coast regions. Officials reported that the group was attempting to navigate a perilous route that may take in hopes of reaching Europe. Primarily consisting of young men, they aim to reach the Canary Islands as part of their broader plans to enter Europe. According to Siman Low, the PRO of the Gambia Immigration Department, the interception was made based on shared intelligence.
On the 21st of October 2024, at around 2 a.m., officers at the Barra immigration post had intercepted 25 immigrants, suspected immigrants, who were believed to have been going towards a departure into the irregular backway. And this interception was conducted after the officer had received a tip-off with regards to an immediate potential departure of certain immigrants. On the same vein, in that particular occasion, the same station where we have Barra also had intercepted 26 suspected migrants within the Gambia who also were departing from the lands of the Gambia to travel to other countries. In Gunjur, officers yesterday, 22nd of October 2024, had also received a tip-off of activities towards irregular migration, and then they had taken efforts towards mitigating this particular practice. In this interception, which occurred around 3:15 a.m. towards 4 a.m., they were able to intercept 25 suspected immigrants in the Gunjur Sambuya area. Now, if you look at the total interception we have received over the past 2 days, that is October 21st at Barra and also October 22nd at Gunjur Sambuya, we have been able to at least intercept 76 suspected immigrants from the Gambia, looking for a way to be able to transit and move to other countries.
PRO Law provided further updates on the current situation of irregular migration in the country.
Over the past years, we have witnessed an increase in the number of people taken upon the backway. And we hold it upon ourselves as a mandate to make sure that we devise these mechanisms and be able to safeguard the image of our country. So with these interceptions, we indicate to you our resolute commitment in making sure that issues of irregular migration becomes a thing of the past.
Volunteers from the Gambia Red Cross Society were on the scene, providing medical assistance to the intercepted migrants. This latest incident highlights the ongoing challenges authorities face in coping irregular migration. According to Mr. Lu, efforts are underway to address the issue, and he also revealed the next steps for these migrants.
What we do is to prosecute them Now, it is the jury that decides what should be their punishments. So with regards to what should be done to punish them, we have made our efforts by prosecuting them, and whatever the judge decides is what will be the fate of that case. We just have to focus within our mandate and provide our right guidance.
The incident has once again highlighted the growing number of young people leaving the country through irregular channels. A few individuals I spoke to off camera shared that their decision to embark on this journey is often driven by economic challenges, unemployment, and the allure of better opportunities abroad. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
The Gambia-Korea Partnership for Innovation in Agriculture officially launched its inaugural training program on mechanized farming on Tuesday. As Usman Jatta reports from Sapo in the Central River region, the 3-week course will equip local farm operators with essential skills for using high-powered rice cultivators, paving the way for a new era in the country's agriculture.
In 2022, Muhammad Jah, chairman of the Q Group of companies, brought the Gambia to the attention of the Korea Partnership for Innovation of Agriculture to support the country's goal of achieving food self-sufficiency by 2030. After 2 years, Korea is launching its inaugural training program for over 25 farm operators on mechanized farming at the National Agricultural Research Institute Center in Sapo, CRR. This historic event is attended by government officials, local and international agriculture experts, and enthusiastic participants eager to learn. John Mendy, the Regional Director General of the Department of Agriculture in CRR South, is among those present.
If we want to go into large-scale production, we have to mechanize. And thank God Korea has come up with this support. These machines are multi-purpose. And definitely, if they are being utilized very well, we should be able to attain the full self-sufficiency that we are yearning for.
The 3-week program will blend theoretical knowledge with practical experience. Participants will learn to operate and maintain advanced rice cultivators as well as essential agricultural practices like soil management and pest control.
In West Africa, including the Gambia and Senegal, rice is a staple food. However, the region is still not self-sufficient in rice production. This is mainly because of the production of rice has not been able to meet the growing demand. That said, this region has a vast area of land suitable for rice cultivation.
It is first step. For Korean machines here is a first step, just first step. I hope end of this year, another project, they bring another machines here again.
As the Gambia confronts challenges posed by climate change, initiatives like this partnership represent a proactive approach to sustainability and resilience in agriculture. By adopting modern techniques and technologies, the country aims to secure its agricultural future. Dr. Demba Jallo is the Director General of the National Agricultural Research Institute, NARI.
The government of the Gambia have been trying to introduce mechanization in this country for a very long time. But the technical performance assessment report reveals that there is weakness in the use and maintenance of some of those agricultural equipment. And thank God that Korea is here. This is the right beginning.
Officials were accompanied on a tour of the farm machinery exhibition. The lost green rice farms of Sapo in the Central River region are eagerly anticipating the benefits of this latest farming equipment.
This is a tractor. Attached to it is a rotavator. Its function is to break large soil pieces into small pieces, equally leveling the soil.
By the end of the program, participants are expected to return to their fields equipped with the knowledge and confidence to adopt mechanized farming techniques. Osman Jatta reporting for QTV News from Sapo, Central River region.
Now, in an attempt to address unemployment and improve economic empowerment in the Gambia, Gender Minister Fatou Kinte today led the launching of a 3-year project targeting to support vulnerable youth and women in the central and upper regions, respectively. Aliou Cissé has the details.
The launch of this estimated $7 million project marks an important step in improving the lives of out-of-school youth and women in the central and upper river regions. The African Development Bank is funding the project to be implemented by the National Social Protection Secretariat under the Office of the Vice President. The project will focus on key areas such as social protection, access to jobs and opportunities, vocational training, and access to financial support. Sehu Trawale, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, Office of the Vice President, welcomed the launching of this project as a significant step towards addressing the challenges faced by these two marginalized groups.
The project we are launching today could not have come at a more opportune time given the challenges we face as a nation. The Gambia has long grappled with persistent poverty, youth unemployment, gender inequality, and unequal access to essential services.
Joseph Ribeiro, the African Development Bank's Deputy Director General for West African Region and Country Manager for the Gambia, said the project aligns with the vision of the African Development Bank, and it is a start of a journey to unlocking the skills of youth and women of the Gambia to serve as game changers in their respective areas.
This initiative is designed to equip them with the skills, knowledge, and resources they need to create sustainable livelihoods, contribute to economic growth, and become agents of change within their communities. From the management side of the bank, let me just highlight that this project would not have been possible without the invaluable collaboration of our partners, especially the government of the Gambia, local organizations, the Line Ministry for Gender, the community leaders, and all stakeholders who have come together with a shared vision.
Fatou Kinte, the Gambia's Minister of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, believes the project will complement the government's ongoing efforts to address the existing gaps hindering the development of youth and women in the targeted regions, thereby contributing to the socio-economic advancement of the country.
The project will play a crucial role in building resilience and promoting social cohesion while reducing the pressures that drive irregular migration and other destabilizing factors. The Chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the African Development Bank, Emerson Holland Foundation, and all other partners whose contributions have made this project a reality. Your support is not only financial, but also a true partnership in shaping the future of the Gambia.
The project offers hope and new opportunities for youth and women, paving the way for a brighter future. However, its success will rely on the collective efforts of both the project implementers and the beneficiary communities. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Now time to take a commercial break, and when we return we still have some more local and international news stories. Do stay tuned.
Welcome to the future of transportation in the Gambia. The Bertel Harding Highway, a 22-kilometer double carriageway, is set to revolutionize travel and connectivity in our beloved country. A 3-lane highway means more space for vehicles, smoother traffic flow, and reduced congestion. Each lane has a specific purpose. The leftmost lane for overtaking and faster vehicles, the middle lane for standard driving, and the rightmost lane for slower and turning vehicles.
Q Money and Orange Money has just made money transfer easier. Now you can send money from Gambia to Senegal directly from your Q Money wallet. So what are you waiting for? Get your Q Money account now and start sending money to your friends and families through Orange Money in Senegal now. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sunu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. The Information Commission of the Gambia, in collaboration with the Gambian National Commission for UNESCO NATCOM, on Tuesday marked World Information Day with a symposium of the Access to Information Act. Mamna Bukar reports.
Observed annually on September 28, The International Day for Universal Access to Information raises awareness about the need for effective information laws to promote inclusive access worldwide. This year's theme, Mainstreaming Access to Information and Participation in the Public Sector, highlights the vital role of information access in strengthening democracy and governance. In July 2021, the Gambia enacted the Access to Information Act, designed to ensure that citizens can obtain information held by government agencies and other public entities. The Act received President Barrow's assent on 25 August 2021. Fanding Kinte, representing the Ministry of Information, emphasizes that raising awareness is crucial for the successful implementation of this legislation.
To raise awareness on the Act, the Ministry of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, in collaboration with partners, conducted several training workshops for senior civil servants and communication officers within government through the support from our development partners, National Democratic Institute, NDI, and Freedom House.
In July 2024, the National Assembly approved the nomination of members to form the ATI Commission, initiating the Act's operational phase. This will empower Gambians to access timely and reliable information and hold institutions accountable. Maimuna Sidibe, Secretary General of NATCOM, conveyed a message from UNESCO Director General Audrey Azoulay.
Information is indeed a cornerstone of democratic societies. It helps debunk lies and counter disinformation. It undermines hate speech while fostering intercultural understanding. It helps combat extremism, promote informed decision-making, and enhance transparency and accountability.
Emmanuel Daniel Diouf, Chairperson of the National Human Rights Commission, highlighted the challenge of information hoarding, noting that public information entities often maintain a culture of secrecy. Nene McDowell-Gay is the chairperson of the Information Commission.
The Information Commission, in partnership with the Ministry of Information and the Gambia Press Union, as well as civil society and other stakeholders, will be meeting soon for the consolidation of the ATI implementation roadmap and its eventual validation. We will be engaging with stakeholders in getting the right structures, tools, processes, and systems in place as we conclude on our work plan. Once the Commission has key structures in place, you shall be kept abreast of developments through press conferences, press releases, and other media engagements.
Capacity building workshops are underway to train designated information officers on effectively fulfilling their roles and ensuring the implementation of the ATI Act. It was also evident from the Q&A session that many had not read the Act and that wider outreach was needed if all are to benefit from it. Reporting for QTV News, I am Mam Nabuka.
The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare, alongside various partners, held a day-long consultation and validation meeting in preparation for the upcoming Global Ministerial Conference on Ending Violence Against Children, scheduled for next month in Colombia. More in this report. Violence against children manifests in many forms, including physical abuse, verbal and psychological harm, child labor, and corporal punishment in both home and school settings. This consultation brought together stakeholders to strategize on achieving Sustainable Development Goals SDG 16.2, which aims to end violence against children by 2030. Rohia Tukar spoke on behalf of the Minister of Gender.
We envisage to revitalize national commitments, gaining support for key initiatives, widen the vision for children, youth as active actors of change, launching a child and youth-led advocacy movement to end violence against children, and agreeing on an intergovernmental negotiated political declaration.
A 2023 report by the Afrobarometer highlights that the Gambia poses a robust legal and policy framework for protecting children, but also faces numerous challenges such as poverty, violence, sexual abuse, and child marriage. Amand Ganoho, Deputy Representative of UNICEF, emphasized the need for greater action to combat violence against children.
The protection of children from all forms of violence, as I mentioned, require renewed commitment and this in line with the commitment made by member states in 2015. So we need to renew our commitment and to continue the sustained efforts from all sectors.
The Children's National Assembly, a key institution dedicated to children's issues, was represented by Speaker Lamin Jao, who presented a position paper during the consultation.
So we want to ensure that all children, particularly those in the remote areas, have access to counseling, legal support and protection services. That is to say, we need to decentralize the little services that we have. So we say to safeguard children in the digital space. Here are the recommendations for that particular one. We say we develop regulations to protect children from online violence, harassment and exploitation by monitoring and regulating social media platforms. So we say raise awareness among children and parents about the dangers of cyberbullying, online violence, and providing them with the tools and knowledge to stay safe online.
To address violence against children, the governments of Colombia and Sweden, in partnership with WHO, UNICEF, and UN Special Representative of the Secretary General on Ending Violence Against Children, will host the first ever ministerial conference on ending violence against children in Bogotá, Colombia, from the 7th to the 8th of November 2024. The conference should also help secure a step change in support for proven prevention solutions and reset collective ambitions to realize the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development target for every child to live free from violence. Mamudu Kajaga, KTV News. As the rainy season draws to a close, Coos farmers in the Lower River region are actively harvesting their crops. Our regional correspondent Bakari Balde spoke with several farmers and filed this report.
In addition to groundnuts, maize and rice, Coos is one of the most widely cultivated crops in the Gambia. Typically planted at the start of the rainy season in late June, Coos is a rich source of vitamins and fiber, offering protection against heart disease, diabetes and cancer. Research indicates that Coos is among the most vital nutrient sources in the global food supply. Many farmers in this region regard Coos as their staple food. Here are what farmers Mamadou Ndaw and Musa Yero Jallo from Fonkoikunda had to say.
Growing Coos is a tradition passed down from our parents. I can confidently say that Coos are more profitable than rice. You can't have 3 square meals from 3 cups of rice. You can easily have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's why we can't live without it. If you cultivate Coos properly, you can sustain yourself and others for several days. It's an invaluable crop.
However, farmers face challenges such as inadequate machinery, lack of storage facilities, and insufficient fertilizers. Farmers Mamadou and Musa shared their concerns and outlined the support they need.
If we had enough fertilizer, we wouldn't have to buy rice in the provinces. We also urge the government to provide us with farming equipment and fertilizers. If these resources were available, we wouldn't ask for anything more. Farming has modernized. We now use machines, unlike our ancestors who relied solely on their hands.
Mahmoud Jallo, another Coos farmer with over 2 decades of experience, emphasized the crop's importance.
The reason we grow Coos is that it's what we know. When you have a good stock of Coos, rice becomes an afterthought. Coos is completely natural and packed with health benefits.
As these farmers anticipate a better yield this year, they urge the government, particularly the Ministry of Agriculture, to promote farmers on Coos farming and provide essential support to those involved. Bakari Balde, QTV News.
The end of that report takes us to international news. After After a century of relentless efforts against malaria, the World Health Organization (WHO) declared Egypt malaria-free on Sunday. This achievement makes Egypt the second country to receive this certification in 2023, following Cape Verde, and the fifth African nation to successfully conquer one of the continent's deadliest diseases. Here is more on this milestone by Nswane Sonyasi.
This declaration marks a significant accomplishment celebrated by both the UN Public Health Agency and Egyptian authorities as a historic moment. Over the past 100 years, Egypt has implemented numerous campaigns to eliminate malaria, a disease that has long plagued the continent and is responsible for over 600,000 deaths annually, 95% of which occur in Africa, according to WHO data. To date, 44 countries and 1 territory have achieved malaria-free status. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus says malaria is as ancient as Egyptian civilization itself, but the disease that once afflicted pharaohs now belongs to history, not the future. He emphasized that Egypt's certification is a testament to the dedication of its people and government in combating this long-standing issue. Egypt's Health Minister Khalid Abdel Ghaffar described the WHO certification as one of the most significant moments in the nation's history. He told reporters receiving the malaria elimination certificate today marks not the end of our journey, but the beginning of a new phase. We must now work diligently to sustain our achievement by maintaining the highest standards for surveillance, diagnosis and treatment. Egypt's path to this historic milestone has not been without challenges. In 1942, malaria cases surged to over 3 million due to disruptions by World War II, including population displacement and medical supply shortages. The construction of the Aswan Dam in 1969 also posed new risks, creating breeding grounds for mosquitoes. However, by 2001, malaria was largely under control and the Ministry of Health focused on preventing its re-emergence. Although the country faced another outbreak in 2014, it was swiftly contained. Certification from the WHO is awarded when a country demonstrates that indigenous malaria transmission by Anopheles mosquitoes has been interrupted nationwide for at least 3 consecutive years. Answana Sonyasi for KTV News.
And that's it for KTV News tonight. Thank you very much. But don't forget to join us later at 10 p.m. for another news bulletin.